Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to Inside the Mind, where we talk about online marketing strategy, how it all works, why it's important, and why you should care. With this being the first episode and all, let's talk about what makes an online marketing strategy, and more importantly, what doesn't. Now, if you run a business, or you're the marketing person inside your company, you may have had a conversation at some point that sounds something like this.
We need to get on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, a blog. We need to start doing email. Okay.
Then you go out and create a profile on said platform, start talking about the stuff you sell, and this is what ends up happening. Maybe that's not the case. Maybe you're doing great. Maybe when you start talking to people, they're talking back to you on a regular basis. But when you ask for the sale... Now, what a lot of businesses are doing is just throwing stuff out of the wall and seeing what sticks. They create one thing and distribute it through multiple channels. Sometimes it sticks, sometimes it doesn't, but either way, this isn't online marketing strategy. This is online marketing vomit. I mean, the main reason why anyone looks at a huge time suck like Facebook or something as hyperactive as Twitter and says, let's represent our business there, is because they want to make more money. So here's the thing. Make more money is not a goal. It's a byproduct of a successful online marketing strategy, but it's not a goal. So, the first step in developing an online marketing strategy is to define your goals.
Some examples of goals include acquire new customers, augment customer service, build word-of-mouth buzz, snag customers from a competitor, get feedback on a product, crowdsource ideas for improving customer experience, create loyalty programs, and so on and so on.
Next, do your research to find out who your customers are, what they're talking about, where they're talking about it, and how they interact with the platform they're using. In other words, once you know what you want to achieve, find your ideal customers in the wild, then learn everything you can about them. And then, develop content that you know is going to resonate with them. Tangential thought! Okay, so here's the thing about content development. When a lot of people think about content, their mind jumps directly to the written word. But, content comes in all shapes and sizes.
Content is a blog post, or an email, or an advertisement, or a podcast, or a tweet, or someone else's link that you tweet, or a status update, or a picture, or a forum signature, or an app, or a landing page, or a webinar, or a website, or a video,
or, you know, anything that shows up on a computer screen. Everything you publish online is content, and all of that content has to be designed to bring someone from where they are to your goal. And the most important thing about content, it has to be good. Okay, next, go back to all of the platforms where your ideal customers are. Determine the strengths and weaknesses of each platform, then play to that platform's strength to reinforce your message. YouTube artist Distorm Power does an excellent job of this. His home-based platform is YouTube, where he releases videos at least once a week and frequently collaborates with and covers others' artists. He uses his Facebook page to give a behind-the-scenes look at what's going on in his schedule, give motivational quotes, and showcase his sense of humor. But the main reward of being a fan on Facebook is that you're able to hear music well before the video is released on YouTube, and he consistently uses Facebook to build a perpetual cycle of anticipation for his next release. Let's take a look at his most recent example. He just dropped his music video Love a Bitch at 3 p.m. on December 11th. There was a mention of it being finished on the 10th, a set photo was released on the 8th, a set photo was released when they finished filming at 11:32 p.m. on the 6th, the announcement that they were beginning to film at 2 p.m. on the 6th, and the SoundCloud track released at 3:14 a.m. on the 6th. So, he released his song first thing in the morning, notified his fans that he was recording a video, then gave his fans a photo when they finished filming, and then gave periodic updates to progress of the video before it was released. In between postings about the song and video, there were motivational quotes and an announcement of him going on tour, just to break it up a little. He's also on Twitter, where he really plays to the platform's real-time nature and updates about different things going on in his day. He communicates with his fans one-on-one, and he shares photos that he's taken with Instagram, where he also has a following. Now, how does all of this make him money? As a YouTube partner, he gets a 50-50 split of all the ad revenue that's generated from his page. He also sells music through iTunes, and he can be booked for speaking engagements for $5,000 minimum. So if you want to follow someone who's doing it right, go to youtube.com/Distorm and see what he has to say. Whew. Okay, and lastly, when it comes to online marketing strategy, you have to set up performance indicators and benchmarks to measure your success. Without a way to determine success, you'll always end up in a vacuum, unable to determine what parts of your strategy is working and what parts you can trim out. Alright, that's all I got for today's episode of Inside the Mind. Thanks so much for watching. I'm on Facebook, I'm on Twitter. Please be sure to like this video and favorite it for easy viewing.
On the next episode of Inside the Mind, we'll be talking about content development, specifically as it relates to blogging.
If you have a question, leave a video response or a comment with a link to your blog in the comments section below, and I'll be sure to feature you on the next show. And subscribe if you want to be the first one to know about when the new episodes come out.